In this part, I'm going to be talking about security basics in PHP. So every web developer needs to know this because if your application isn't secure, attackers can steal your data, run malicious code, or even take over your website. Okay, so I'm going to first take a look at this one, which is called the input validation and sanitization. So you should always validate and sanitize user input. So you should never trust what the user sends. Okay, so for example, if we had a HTML document here, for example, here in my folder we have my site. Inside my site folder I have the index.html, and inside the index.html we have this code. Okay, we have a form here, a form. Inside the body we have a form, and this it takes action on the index. So the index.html .php is the one that is going to handle our request. Here we have the post method, it's the one that we are going to use, and here we have the input for the email, and here we have the submit button. Okay, then inside the index.php, and we are going to we are going to validate and sanitize our email. Okay, so after doing that, we are going to first create a variable here, email. Okay, email. And here, what are we going to do? We are going to get the email from the post request and sanitize it. Okay, and to do that, we use the filter input function, filter underscore input function. That one. Okay, filter input function, and this one gets a specific external variable by name and optionally filters it. Okay, you can filter it. Okay, so here we it passes in the type. It gets the type. You need to pass in the type, and here the type we are getting an input from a post request. Okay, which is that input from a post request using the input underscore post. From there we are going to provide in the string, which is the variable name. Okay, which is the name that we provided there in the index.html. so here, as you can see, name is email. Okay, so what we do here, we get that name, which is email. After doing that, we need to provide the filter. Okay, and here we are going to sanitize an email, so we are going to use the filter sanitize email. Okay, so we are going to use the filter underscore sanitize underscore email, like that. There are many others. There are many other filter options you can use. You can even create your own, but in this case I'm not going to show you how you can create your own. Okay, if you want to know how you can create your own, just leave a comment in the leave a comment and I'll create a video for that. Okay, then after doing that, what we can do next is then we validate if the email is in a proper format. Okay, so we need to validate that. Okay, so we use let us use the if condition, the if statement here. Then inside here, the condition, we are going to check, we are going to use the filter var. Okay, filter var function. Okay, and this one, what it does, it filters a variable with a specific filter. Okay, so you provide the variable. After providing a variable, then you use a filter. Okay, you use a filter. Okay, to validate. Okay, so for validate, so here we are going to if it is not, okay, if it is not in a proper format, then if it is not in a proper format, what is not in a proper format is the email. Okay, is the email. Then it is, we are going to use here the filter. Okay, and the filter we are going to use to validate. Okay, so here for sanitizing we used the filter sanitize email. So here we are going to use the filter validate email. Okay, so we are going to use the filter oh no, control Z, control, we are going to use the filter validate. So here we are not going to use sanitize, we are going to use it must be validate email. Okay, like this. Okay, so after doing that, if it is invalid, then what are we going to print out? So let us use the die. Okay, and this one is going to exit, or let us use exit. Okay, so let us exit by saying invalid email address. Okay, we can even redirect the user. Okay, so we can do that. Else, what are we going to do? we are going to echo out. We are going to echo out operation successfully. Okay, operation successfully, like that. Okay, so after doing that, let us confirm if we have added a semicolon. So our code is ready. If we save and we go inside the browser and we navigate to our site, which is the localhost / my site, then we go to index.html so that we can submit a form. So here we need to provide our email, so let us provide that email. Okay, and then we click submit. If we submit, operation has been successful. Okay, we get this output. So let us try to use an invalid email. Okay, so for example here, if we forgot a dot there, the HTML is not going to help us. It is not going to help us. Okay, or the JavaScript, it might not help us. Okay, so if we just submit that, the form is going to be submitted. But if we reach before we reach on the server side, we are going to validate it to get to confirm that it is invalid using this code. Okay, using this code. So here we forgot invalid. Okay, so let us go back and then we resubmit like this. We resubmit. So if we do that, as you can see, we get invalid email address. Okay, so we need to provide here the dot. Okay, the dot. If we provide it there, as if the operation will be successful. But what if here there is a dot, but here there is an extra dot there? Will it still be valid? If we submit, it is submitted, it is still valid. Okay, as you can see, operation valid, it is valid. What if here we had some sort of that one, and we had some sort of here that one, as if here we need to let us provide that one, it is still valid. So that's how we can validate. That's how we can sanitize and validate the email address. Okay, and this makes sure you only accept safe and valid data. Okay, you can do that even on passwords. Okay, you can do that. So we have another one. Just look for these filters. Play with them. Okay, use multiple filters. There are many. Okay, filter, validate, password, they are very many. Okay, so you should use them and you should learn how to create your own. If you want to learn how to create your own, just leave a comment and I will make the video right away. In only 1 hour it will be out. Just leave a comment. Okay, so let us go to another one. So let us see how we can protect against SQL injections. Okay, so SQL injection is when an attacker try to inject malicious SQL into your queries. Okay, so for example, we might have a query here. Let us create a query here. So here, let us create a $SQL SQLi. So let us create an SQL here. So for example, here we might have select. I want to select all from a database named users, then where the name equals, so for the name which is equals here, let us name which is equals to some sort of that. Then here let us use a single quote here, and here we need to so let us now concatenate it with something else called, so let us get you can use get or post. Let us use get. So here we need to provide the name, then from there let us concatenate it with another one, which is in this one we need to put it inside the quotes like that. Okay, like that. So we shall do something like this. Okay, we are going to do something like this. Okay, so for example here, if we had our code like this, so this one is going to enclose it with this one, so we have a get here. Okay, like that. Okay, like that. I think you get what the code does. Okay, so here this is vulnerable. Okay, because the user input is directly inside the query. Okay, it is directly inside the query, so this is dangerous. Okay, and the most secure way is when you use prepared statements with the place orders. Okay, so you can test this one using database, but the most secure way is using prepared statements. Okay, that have placeholders. Okay, so for example here we have a statement like this. Okay, we have a statement, and here we can use what we call the pdo. Okay, the pdo. Okay, so dollar here, let us use the pdo, which is our so we can use the pdo. So for the prepared statement, then here let us use the prepare function like this. Okay, and this one, what is going to do is going to help us use prepared statements. Okay, so let us now write our SQL like this. So we need to select all from users, which is the table where let us select the name which is equals to something like question mark. So here this one is going to enable us execute safely with the user inputs. Okay, so after doing that, then we are going to come down here, and then we can execute a statement. We can get our statement, and then we call the execute. Okay, then we call the execute function, and this one we are going to execute, but here we need to provide in our input, the user input. Okay, which is more safe. Okay, so after doing that, then inside here we are going to use the square brackets, then inside it is where we're going to put the user input. So here we are getting the data from, we're going to use the get method. It's a get method, so it's then here we can get our name. Okay, so here we were supposed to have the name there. Okay, the name there. So with this one, this code is now secure. Okay, is now secure. So this one will be executed. So this one will be executed after calling the execute function, and then we provide in the user input. Okay, and the database treats input as data only, not executable SQL. Okay, so I think you get it. You can play with this when you have set your database very well. Okay, so after doing that, let me now show you how we can prevent cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting happens when attackers inject JavaScript code into your site. Okay, so let me show you something here. So for example, here we might have echo out. Let us echo out underscore post. Then here we want to comment email. Okay, email. So we have to enclose it here. So email. So when we echo out email, then let us, so without escaping, this could run malicious JavaScript. Okay, so let me show you something. So let us echo out that. Then if we go here, if we come here, and then we have something here. So instead of email, for example, here if we had name, okay, name. So let us come here inside the index.h, and we change this one to a name, and then here we change the type to name. Okay, to name, or you can change it to comments or commenter. So after doing that, come here. Okay, so here we are going to echo out a name. Okay, so after doing that, then you come here, and then you will refresh our page. After refreshing, so instead of this one is not going to be email, it is going to be, so for the press order we are going to have a name like that. So let us go back, save and go back. Then here refreshing. So let us execute a JavaScript code. So let us go back here, and we craft our JavaScript code. So here you can provide, so let us alert something here. Let us alert something hello, like that. And let us copy all of this one. Let us exit out. So let us cut it out. Then we go here, then we paste it there, and if we submit, as you can see, so we have run what we call the cross-site scripting attack, as you can see here. So a user is now able to execute JavaScript code into the server, okay, on the server side. Okay, so as you can see here, we get the hello. Okay. Okay, so a user can now craft malicious JavaScript code and is now able. So to prevent this one, what we should do is now use the escape HTML special characters. Okay, so to use them, we come here, inside here, before echoing out. What we need to do is, before storing or doing anything, what we should do now, let us delete this one. We should use the HTML special chairs, okay, which is the special characters. Then we are going to do this. Then what are we going to do? We are going to provide here the input, okay, the input. So which is that one, the name, okay. Got from the post request, it's going to return a string here, okay. It is going to return a string. So after doing that, here we need to provide we need to provide the int type, okay, the int type, which is the flag. It is like a flag, okay. So we are going to provide it. So to provide it here, we are going to use the int. There are many, okay. There are many built-in. We are going to use the int quotes. Here we are supposed to use quotes like this, quotes, okay. After there, we need to specify the encoding, okay, the encoding. So the encoding, we are going to use UTF. We are going to use UTF. We're going to use UTF-8, okay, UTF-8. After doing that, then we can echo out everything. So after doing that, we're going to save, and then we go back in the browser, and we go back inside our form, and then we try to submit. And if we submit, as you can see, no JavaScript has been run, as you can see. So no JavaScript has run, okay. So we have printed out as it is, okay. So we have not executed the JavaScript. So now user input is shown as a text, okay, not executed as a code. Okay, so let us now take a look at sessions and cookies security. So protect the sessions and cookie security to stop hijacking. Okay, so they are hijacking attacks. So you should protect sessions and cookies to prevent those attacks. Okay. So let me show you something here. Let us delete all of this code. So after doing that, let us create a session. Remember, we create a session using session about, not session about. We should use session start like that. So we have started the session. Okay, so we start a session at the top of your page. Okay, you should start it like that. So after doing that, then we need to regenerate a session ID to prevent a session fixation. Okay, so here we have session here. We use session regenerate. Use the regenerate ID. So here we need to regenerate. So here we set it to true. Okay, we set it to true. Okay, so as you can see here, regenerate. Here we need to provide the delete old session. Okay, we delete the old session. It's true. So after doing that, then here we need to create essentially a secure cookie, which is HTTP only, and secure flag. We enable the secure flag. Okay, so after doing that, then we need to come here and we set a cookie. We set a cookie. Remember, here we need to provide the name of the cookie, which is user. Then after there, we need to provide the value. Okay, so here we have Rashid is a user. After there, we need to provide here the time, the expiration. Okay, the time here we need to use the time function. Then from there, we are going to convert it to what? We're going to convert to seconds. So we are going to use this one to convert. So this will be our 1 hour. You should know that. Then after there, we need to provide the path. So the path is going to be like that. Then after there, we need to provide an empty string, and this one is going to be, as you can see here. Let me show you something. If we do that, this is going to be the domain. Okay, the domain. So after doing that, it's going to be in form of a string. Let us put an empty string. From there, we need to provide secure. Is this secure? Yes, we want to provide it true. Then from there, we want to provide HTTP only. Yeah, we can set it to be true. Not other protocols. We don't want other protocols. After doing that, this one will prevent attackers from easily stealing or reusing. Okay, using your cookies. Okay, so after doing that, so we can then our site will be secure. Okay, it will be secure. So let us now take a look at another concept, which is password hashing. Okay, so you as a developer, you should never store a plain text password. Okay, so you should always hash them. Okay, so let us now take a look at how we can hash the password when creating a new account. Okay, so for example, here let us delete all this boilerplate code. Let us delete all this not boilerplate code, all this code. Let us delete it. So after deleting it, okay, so let us now create a hash. For example, okay, if we had a password, for example, here let us have my password. Let us have your password, which is like this. Blah 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 1 2 3. Should include even characters like this. Okay, your password should look like this. Okay, guys, I encourage you to use such passwords. Okay, and after here we are going to create a hash. Okay, a hash, and here it is supposed to be like this one, not hash. Okay, so after here we are going to use a function which is called the password hash. Okay, password hash, which is that. Okay, password hash, and this one is going to take in a string. Okay, it is going to take in a string which is going to be our password. Okay, and after there we are going to use a certain algorithm. Okay, we're going to use a certain algo, and in this case we are going to use what we call we're going to use the password. We are going to use for the options. We are going to use the password. We are going to use for the algo. Okay, for the algo we are going to use the password default. Okay, so here we are going to have our password. So let us provide our password, my password there. After doing that, then here we are going to provide. We're going to provide the algo. So here we are going to use the password default. Okay, that one. Okay, so after doing that, let us now first echo out the hash like that. So if we save and then we go inside our document, then we refresh. So here they are going to tell us to resubmit the form, but no, we don't want. So let us just copy all of this, copy, and then we open a new window. Then we delete the other one, the previous one, then we paste the other one here, the URL, then we do like that. So this is the hash, as you can see. This is the hash, okay, that was generated. Okay, this is the hash, and the algo that we used the password default. Okay, the password default. So here we can use, let us see how we can use the bcrypt. So the other one, it was this one, 2y something, 2y. If we refresh, as you can see, we get another one. We get another one here. Okay, so for the previous we had oh no, let us repaste it here, and then we refresh. So here we get 5q blah 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 blah. So here if we do something, if we go back, Ctrl Z, okay, like that one. So if we refresh again, so here we have something which is equivalent to this one. Okay, so 5qcb like this. Okay, if we refresh, we get something else. Okay, we get something else. Okay, so that's how we can generate a hash, a password hash. Okay, so now let us see how we can verify the password during login. Okay, so to verify a password, we can do like this. So for example, you have your password. So there you have your password there. So here we can now use the if statement. So let us use if statement. So here in the condition we are going to use the password verifier function. Okay, so let us use it, password underscore verify function. Then here we need to provide our password, which is, you have it there, my password. After there we need to provide the hash. Okay, we need to provide the hash. So the hash, we forgot to read here. We were supposed to remain with our hash. So let us go back. Let us go back. So we have our hash. It is right there. Okay, it is right there. Then let us paste here. So here we need to verify. So here we need to provide the hash. Okay, we need to provide the hash. So here we need to provide our hash. It is right here. So $hash, that hash we need to provide it. Okay, so after doing that, so for instance, if we use is confirming the password, okay, and inserts the password in the field, okay, in the input field. You get that password using the post request, and then you compare that password, okay, with the hash that you have from the database. Okay, so here after doing that, then here we need to compare, and if this one is going to return true, okay, if they are correct, if it is correct, as you can see here, it is going to return a Boolean, true or false. Okay, so if they are correct, then if the hash is correct, then what are we going to do? We are going to print out password is correct, like that. Okay, so if we save and then we try to refresh, as you can see, we get password is correct. But what if we change the hash? Okay, so for example, let us try to echo out this hash, echo out $hash, that one. If we try to echo out, and then let us open our browser, then we refresh, so we get password. So let us copy this hash. Okay, let us copy it from up to here. Let us copy it like that. Okay, after copying it, we should come here, and then we try to for copying, press Ctrl+C to copy. So after copying it, we need to come here, right here. So let us create another hash. Okay, another $hash2, like this, and then we use a string, so we paste it here like this. So let us remove this one, Ctrl+Z. So what if we get all of this one, and we remove this one, and we save. So if we do that, and then we come here and we compare it with the hash2, as you can see, hash2, let us see if they will generate the same hash. Okay, so if we refresh, as you can see here, unexpected token. Okay, we forgot to get this one here. So if we refresh our page, no, let us go back here. Let's open our browser and we refresh, as if we are going to get something which is undefined variable. This one. So we have this one. No. The code we're using, we are not supposed. So let us remove that one. Okay, and then we go back here, and then we'll refresh. As you can see, we get this one as the output. We get this one. So which means this one is incorrect. So with if this one is incorrect, then what should we print? Else, if it is incorrect, then we are going to echo out something, incorrect password, like that. So let us now break to make sure that it is on a new line. So if we do that, and then we come here, and then we refresh, as you can see, incorrect password. Okay, which means the hash of this one, this hash is not equivalent to the hash of this password. Okay, as you can see, it is not equivalent. Okay, so that's how we can verify. So even if someone steals your database, they won't see a raw password if you use hashes. Okay, so let us now take a look at error handling and information leakage. Okay, so you should never show low error messages to users. Okay, it may reveal sensitive data. So for that, you see these error messages. For example, this one, echo out. So for example, if we had this include, and we include a file which does not exist, for example, passwords.txt, and then we save, and if we come here and then we'll refresh, as you can see, include warning, include failed opening, this one for inclusion. So this one, for example, if you had a password folder, a password file, as you can see here, we have a warning. So we don't want this warning to be shown in the user. Okay, we don't want the user to see this error message. Okay, we don't want the user to see this. So for that, we should hide errors from being displayed, and for that we use, before this one or from the start of the file, what we should do is use the init underscore set function, Okay, and this one takes in the variable name, takes in the name. So for the name, we are going to use the display errors option. This one, display errors, and then we need to set it to 0. Okay, so by default it is set to 1. Okay, but here we need to set it to 0. Okay, so the errors are not going to be displayed. Okay, so after doing that, if we try to save and then we refresh, as you can see, the errors are not going to be shown. They are not shown. Okay, though they are there. Okay, so and for that it is better to log the errors into a file onto the server. Okay, and that file will be stored on our server. Okay, so we should use the error underscore log. This one is going to log errors to a file. Okay, so here we use the error occurred. So here this is going to be stored in our file. Okay, error occurred, and here we need to provide the message type. So here it is better to use the 3. Then from here we need to provide the error log or the name. Okay, the error log, we are going to name it error, then we log. We are going to name it that. You can name it txt like that. Okay, like that. So you can give it any name you want. So if we save and then we refresh, the errors are not going to be displayed, but they are going to be put here inside here, the error.txt. As you can see, error occurred. Okay, as you can see there. So this is another one. So this one, error.txt. So as you can see, error occurred. So we have got this one. So that's better. You can even log out all the errors into that file. Okay, to that file. So that's how we can secure that, how we can enforce security into our web development life cycle. Okay, our web development. Okay, so that's it. Please play with these filters, play with the filters, use them. Okay, use them. Okay, and even these functions, the password verify, or these ones, hash, password hash, play with them. Okay, don't forget to click the subscribe button.